Hey everyone, we're back with Chaos Child. Last time we had a Chuny, well, it wasn't that Chuny. We had a fight scene. Oh, okay, it was pretty Chuny. The game did the most awful, evilest thing it could to us and ended off on another we're about to go to No-No's house scene. It just won't stop. Like, that's how you get me to stop playing Chaos Child. Just keep giving me No-No scenes. Which is like, again, I talked about this last time, which is weird because I do think like No-No and Takeru's relationship, as long as it never turns romantic, is one of the like best written parts of Chaos Child. I just don't like anytime it goes back there, I'm like, oh my god, no, please. Anyway, like, I still think Takeru's power is opening doors. Oh, right, we were with Black Ribbon Arimura, who might actually be a separate character. I thought about this last time, but we never saw her use any powers last episode, did we? Like, we saw her react to the stickers. But this might actually be like Arimura's twin sister. We've talked about this theory before because Chaos had parallels. There was a blonde girl with a twin sister. The twin sister is dead though, I believe. How did the twin sister die? I've got to look this up. Hold on. BNDB Chaos said. I do not remember the girl's name. She's the one with glasses. She's like, she approaches Takeru in the beginning, and that's how the story kicks off. I think she suspects him of being evil for some reason. Yua. Okay. Spoil me. Her name is the twin sister. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Twin sister died in the first killing, the group diving. Wait, what? Okay, I clicked spoil me for K, and on Chaos and Noah spoilers. It is. Oh, I don't know if I should say that out loud. Am I allowed to spoil Chaos and Noah? Okay, that's certainly a twist. I'm okay. Chaos and Noah does some weird stuff, I guess. Right. So, but Takeru's power to open doors, he opened the door of her mind, and she was being like mind controlled by the Committee of 300 or something. The arsonist who I don't know why. I really, we need to learn more about who she is. But that's my theory, right? When he used his sword, like, you know, Committee mind control wore off, and she was like, okay, you're free to go. Anyway, I think we should be safe here. After the attack by the pyrokinetic woman, I finally got into Alba Dorm with Arimura. I'll probably get treatment for my burns here. But you don't just shrug it off after the fight scene? That's all the other Chuny stuff does it. It's closed, huh? The front door was locked. I've been so busy running, I'd forgotten how late it was. I have the key still where it used to be. I've been given a key to the dorm, but I didn't actually carry it on me. Back when I lived here, there's a spare key hidden on the grounds. Decided to look for it. There it is. You know, it'd be really convenient if you could just like call someone to let you in, if only you had a phone. Fortunately, the key was right where I remembered it. Part of me thought it wasn't a good idea to leave it in the same place all the time, but today I was grateful for that. You can sit there, but Takeru has a medical license. They went into the exam room. Arimura still stood hesitantly by the entrance, motioned for her to sit in the exam chair. Your wounds. And remember, there's a line where she screamed, my hair! But that could have been my ribbons, because the ribbons are the telltale sign, or I don't know. That stood out to me. I see. Good, I'd gotten a little used to it, but I still didn't like the idea of her touching her skin. Yeah, you girls, am I right? I can use this as a disinfectant. Get some medicine, some cotton wool, and some adhesive bandages off the shelf and handed them to her. Since this was a clinic, a lot of the medicines were used by professionals. They were labeled and clearly written in Japanese, so there's no way I could screw them up. Every time a new drug came in, it was Kurusu's job to make the label and stick it on. She always said that if she didn't, Yui, Yuto, and I might take some by accident. She'd always been the type to worry about things like that. I've always been told to make sure to straighten my shoes up when I took them off, or not to put my socks in the laundry inside out. She made me help with a lot of cooking too, didn't she? Like, why am I thinking about that now? Reminds me like I used to always think like if I saw food that I was like I don't know where that came from. Like let's just say there's like a croissant on the counter, right? I'd be like, okay, what if that's like the poison croissant they leave out for their rats? I don't know if I could take one or not. Does anyone like that's such a ridiculous idea, right? Who would leave a poison croissant out on the counter for rats? But anyone? No? Just me? Just me? Shook my head. Shocked that I was thinking about those things when something much more important was going on.
ここでクルス先輩たちと一緒に暮らしてるんですか?
The disinfectant must have stung because she was wincing. I used to, till a little while ago.
じゃあ今は?
Now, live by myself in another place.
一人暮らしですか? いいですね.
Yeah, I guess. What about you? I didn't really mind anything by it. Wait, remember last time I asked how he doesn't get robbed? He uses his powers to keep the doors shut because it's opening and shutting doors. Like if anyone came and tried to get in, like even the windows are just doors. That was where the conversation was leading.
知りたいですか?
No, if you don't want to tell me, that's fine.
いいですよ、別にそれくらい。私は親戚の家で暮らしてます。
I was expecting some kind of
ちょっと遠いので。
sad sob story. I see. You're just jealous of me living alone? That means she wasn't getting along with her relatives?
あ、言っておきますけど、別に親戚の家でいじめられてるとか、そういう昭和のドラマみたいなことはないですから。
I heard the word drama. Did that get left out of the translation? Like, huh?
いえ、変に誤解されても嫌だなと思って。
It sounded like it's someone who does not speak Japanese at all. She was comparing it to a TV drama. I thought I heard the word TV before it. I didn't.
やっぱり思ってたんですね。
Hold on, let's re-listen to that.
あ、言っておきますけど、別に親戚の家でいじめられてるとか、そういう昭和のドラマみたいなことはないですから。
No, okay, no TV, just the word drama. Okay, I don't know. I mean, we are playing with the patch, so I don't know how they patched it. Did they take the base translation and just improve it a little, or did they completely retranslate it? I think it's the first one. That's right, she had that power. Her knowing if I was telling the truth or not made things difficult. Oh, okay, this might be the real Arimura. But it's probably difficult for Arimura herself to know what someone was really thinking, whether she wanted to or not. That sort of explained how she acted at school. Unless she kept things on a superficial level, acting like a goofball and telling jokes, to know what everyone really felt, it would crush her.
はい、終わりました。先輩もどうぞ。
Okay, we just have to tell her she's best girl, and then she'll know we're telling the truth. Oh, okay. Since Arimura seemed to have finished, I sat down in the chair to take care of my own injuries. And at the same time, the door in the back softly opened.
誰? タクル?
Ah! I was expecting is that you? Oh no! I thought that Kurusu would be asleep. Well, originally I've been coming here to talk to her about something important. But after the pyrokinetics attack, I decided against it. If she saw me injured like this, she would have worried, so I plan to talk to her tomorrow instead.
何か音が聞こえるから気になって、こんな時間にどうし...
And then she realized that there was another girl in the room.
有村さん? お邪魔してます.
Wait, no! Arimura, we can grill No about what she knows. Oh, what No knows. This isn't what it looks like. Was it some kind of weird late night date with her, and then we got into a big fight where both of us got hurt. But before he could say something, which was probably going to only make her more suspicious, Kurusu saw us both and went pale.
二人とも怪我してるじゃない.
Knew this was coming. Her own injury hadn't healed yet, so when I saw how worried she looked, it pricked at my heart.
貸して.
Huh?
手当て必要なんでしょ? いいから貸しなさい.
Oh. Kurusu grabbed the medicine I was carrying and started to patch me up.
いやいや、もう大丈夫っすよ。私はもう自分で。
そんな適当な処置じゃダメ。後になったらどうするの？
And think about it. No, no, she's lived at a clinic like longer than Takuyo. That, of course, as we all know, living at a clinic gives you medical experience. Well, I mean, that's actually probably somewhat true-ish.
でもは聞きません。わかったわね。
はい。
Kurusu's no-nonsense attitude was enough to overwhelm even Arimura. She sat still and let Kurusu do whatever she wanted. When she was finished, she started on me.
で、何があったの？
How badly are they hurt, though? You see, that's like a... I wish it was reflected in Arimura's sprite, at least, right? Like, you know, was it like a little minor wound? Is there like, you know, is their clothing like burnt at all? Like, oh, is this just gonna be completely forgotten about after this scene? What was I supposed to tell her? She'll probably try to find a way to say it won't scare her.
私たち襲われたんです。
Yeah, that works. That's my two blood, Arimura. Arimura came straight out and told her while I was hesitating.
襲われた？
はい。炎を操る力を持った女に。
Okay, yeah. You see, I'm assuming all this will make more sense once we know what No knows. So that's, I'm just finding more ways to say no. No knows. But I'm assuming she's aware of psychic powers through the Senri, right? But for the context of us not knowing that, just telling her, you know, oh yeah, psychic powers are real, it's like a leap too far for me. Kurusu's expression started to cloud over. Come on, Arimura, shut up! I glared at her, but Arimura just shook her head.
こういう時は変に隠すとかえって嘘っぽくなるんですよ、先輩。
But that sounds like we're lying now!
相手に余計な心配をかけます。
If you told someone a psychic with fire powers attacked me, that sounds like a lie. Huh?
つーか、宮代先輩の嘘って私の能力なんかなくても分かりやすいですし。
Okay, that's true, but like you couldn't come up with something?
有村さんの言う通りだわ。ちゃんと話して。
Like, you know, you could even tell the truth without telling the whole truth. Like, we were attacked by an arsonist. I guess I didn't have any choice. I told Kurusu what had happened, carefully choosing my words so as not to scare her. While I spoke, I had flashbacks to the terror that I had felt during the attack. My voice started to shake. I couldn't help that. So we don't know why either, but that woman was definitely after us. Did we? Everything okay, no. I thought with the change in thing, we might have switched to Nono's perspective. Everything I said sounded unrealistic, even to me, but Kurusu intently listened to every word. She just sat there and listened.
宮代先輩。
Arimura suddenly looked at me and spoke.
見えますか、それ。
See what? Sword? Huh? Oh, only then did I notice. Been so busy talking that I hadn't noticed, but something had appeared in the corner of my eye. That's... Remember the terror I felt during the attack? Had it brought this back as well? There's no mistaking it. The sword. I whispered the words to myself and tried to visualize it more clearly. And then... You're really getting access to it that easily? Dude, Takumi took 3/4 of the story to get his Takuyo. Someone just to kill him once, he gets it. I reached out my hand towards the bizarre object. But what's going on? For some reason, I couldn't touch it.
タクル？何をしているの？
Okay, I guess he doesn't have it quite yet. There's a sword here.
剣？
やっぱり出せるようになったんですね。自分のディソード。
Arimura said. Why is there a dialogue tag there? My own?
はい。それが先輩のディソードですよ。
ディソード。
She knows that term, doesn't she? The illusory sword that can only be seen by those with the power to make delusions real. I'm a psychic after all.
だからずっと言ってるじゃないですか。そうだって。
And that woman was after me?
だと思います。私を狙った可能性ももちろんありますけど。
Ah. What I've been afraid of had become real. That woman, her eyes, her appearance, and her flames. You know, we've had a very low amount of whose eyes are there, those eyes. The burn marks on our bodies told me that wasn't a dream. It was real. Wait, you know, is there a tip for whose eyes are those eyes? Not yet. Maybe. Is it in here at all? 14 people died? Oh! This is convenient. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was the 23rd, but the next one was the 28th. Okay, that's back to back. The 4th. I do not remember. Is Vampire the slime person? Numbskull? Is that the doctor, I think? They're like lobotomy or something? Finger food? No idea. DQ and puzzle. What day was the earthquake? Is that not on here? That'd be Shibuya earthquake. LOL, what does LOL mean? Egyptian apocalypse? Okay. I don't know where that was brought up at. Crash of 15? What is this? September 2015, the largest solar storm in... Is this robotics notes? Large hole, solar flare, no precautions. Reconstruction project in Shibuya following the earthquake. It just finished its redesign. Shibuya suffered almost none. Oh, that's... What is that about? Is that something that's gonna come out later in Chaos Shout, or is that a robotics notes thing? Because it has to be something. It was Veronica. No protection between France and Poland. The scene on the bus is a must see. Oh, okay, we gotta see the bus scene on the bus. This right, I would be killed. Like the victims that don't look in Revolving Dead. Why? Why was this happening to me?
有村さん。
Kurusu suddenly interrupted our conversation.
なんでしょう。
あなたの知っていること全部私に教えて。
どうしてですか？
誰が何のためにこんな事件を起こしているのか調べるの。
You're stealing Takuru's spot. What? Stunned, I leaned closer to Kurusu. You told me so many times not to get involved.
でももう遅いんでしょ。この先もタクルや有村さんが狙われるかもしれないのよね。
Kurusu? I noticed earlier that something seemed a little off about Kurusu. She told me so many times not to get involved in anything dangerous that I was sure when I told her what had happened at night, she'd freak out. That's why even when I fled here, still hadn't wanted to see her. After I told her, instead of looking angry or raising her voice, her expression was firm and resolved.
あのね、タクル。
Question mark?
セリカから聞いてるかもしれないけど、話しておきたいことがあるの。
Probably about Senri? Oh, yeah.
実は私、あなたに言ってないことがあって。
No one knows a psychic too. Something you haven't told me? Felt a sudden pain in my heart. Actually, everyone's a psychic. Everyone but you, Taku, knew that. And we've just been laughing at you the whole time. Her words reminded me of last time, when I was told that my parents were murdered. But I found out that the family rule at Alba Dorm, that nobody kept secrets from each other, didn't apply to me, to everyone else. But I found out that I was the one person who was different from the rest of my family. Even Kurusu remembered it too. She almost brought herself to the verge of saying something, but her memories came back and stopped her. She kept opening and closing her mouth, only to finally fall silent. I almost never saw her like this. Has this been talked about? I don't know what he's referring to with this line. Oh, or this one, really. Is that... Am I blanking, or is this new information? Kurusu, don't worry about me. I balled my hands tightly into fists, So I was trying to tell this to myself too. I'm not the same person I was before. Probably. So tell me.
タクル
Why does she look so happy at that? Was I just imagining things, or did Kurusu's eyes get a little wide? Couldn't bear to look at her, so I continued. Anyway, I need to hear what it is you haven't told me. Otherwise, I won't know what's going on.
そうねそうよねごめんなさい
Then she slowly started to speak. This is what she said.
今度の事件私は無関係じゃないの
I was kind of expecting the game to go novel mode and like get a long flashback. What? She's involved too? Who could have guessed? I never thought she'd say something like that. Kurusu was involved in the case? What's she mean by that?
この前あなたたちが忍び込んだっていう病院ね
AH Tokyo General Hospital?
ええ
We don't need the full
そ
name.
の病院の地下のこと
Wait.
私前から知っていた
Okay, so she knows a lot then. Like, because I was pretty sure she was aware of Senri, right? But she was aware of the basement. Huh? Couldn't believe what I was hearing. So sudden and surprising that I couldn't even follow it. Basement under AH Tokyo General Hospital? Knew about that terrifying place? Why? How?
昔千里がね
Have I pointed out that if you take the N out of Senri, it's Seri? I'm not saying they're the same person, but...
南沢千里のことよ
Minami-sama Senri? Yes, we've seen that one before. To stop myself from reaching out and grabbing her by the shoulders. How do you know about her?
それはその
Kurusu paused and looked away. Then she showed me the phone in her hand.
これよ
There was a picture on her phone. A happy, smiling boy and two girls. Picture is old, but I recognized one of the girls as Kurusu. The boy is Kawahara-kun. There's also a girl with him who had very gloomy eyes. Why is he like postured like that? Like, why can't you just sit down like a normal person? Ah! It was without a doubt the girl whose data had seen in the facility, the one called Minami-sawa Senri. That's right. I remember. I knew I'd heard the name Minami-sawa before. During the culture festival. Kawahara-kun had said, oh, really? Was it the night yet?
特に俺とあともう一人地震で死んじまったけど南沢ってやつはいつもクルスと一緒にいた
I better at the time have said like, oh yeah, that's a Chekhov's gun, and just forgotten about it. Kawahara-kun said you had a friend named Minami-sawa. Actually, I know what video that is. I could go look at that scene. I think that's 23.
この写真を撮った頃の私たちはいつも一緒に遊んでいたのよ
Minami-sawa Senri had been subjected to those awful human experiments. Used to be Kurusu's friend?
千里はね毎週日曜日にあの病院に通っていたわ
Okay. Then you... The back of my throat had gone dry and hurt terribly. It is kind of weird that, you know, oh hey, it's lobotomy Sunday. The rest of the days you can go free. But you gotta come back. That's weird. And he knew what was going on there? Kurusu bit her lip and slowly nodded.
当時子供だった私にはどうしようもなかったのそれが悔しくて悲しくて
Kurusu looked down. Her face was twisted with pain, as if she was being tortured. She was a girl with a strong sense of right and wrong. Knowing that her friend was being experimented on must have been terrible for her. Did Kurusu maybe go through the same trauma that I did? I mean, like if you went to, well, I guess A, would they even believe you, and B, like the committee has members in the police, so I guess that wouldn't have worked.
でも今はもう子供じゃない逃げるわけにはいかないわ私も事件のことを知っておかなきゃいけないそうじゃないと誰も守れない
Kurusu.
有村さん、お願い。全部教えて。
Was that really the right thing to do? Put Kurusu in danger before. Now it's sending her down a dangerous path again.
仕方ないですね。
Wait, Arimura! I tried to stop Arimura, but Kurusu cut me off.
ねえ、タクル。今日あなたたちに怪我をさせたのが誰なのか、それはわからないわ。
No, they're a good guy now.
また襲ってくる可能性があるんでしょ。
He opened the door of their mind.
何も知らないままじゃ、私は何もしてあげられない。ただうろたえるだけで何もできない。そんなの嫌なのよ。だから全部聞かせて、私にも。
Okay, we can let her in on. Although, I really hope Nono isn't a Gigalomaniac. Because Chaos had that kind of thing where it was like, oh yeah, by the way, everyone that matters has superpowers. I mean, it'd be nice if like half the cast was just normal people. Question mark?
いえ、なんでもないです。で、クルス先輩に話しちゃってもいいんですか？
Yeah. He slowly nodded. But Arimura, before we get Kurusu involved, can I ask you one thing?
私にですか？
A fade to black before you do it so we don't have to repeat all this information. I don't really know much about you. Honestly, I don't know if I can really trust you. What? No, she's best. Well, no, I guess with the ribbons on, you never know.
なるほど。そうでしょうね。
But right now, doesn't seem like you're a bad person. So I want to ask you.
だから、何をです？
You know, I really hope. So I have like 3 or 4 just. I'm not gonna call them crackpot theories, but they're a bit out there, right? I really hope all of them are wrong. I think that would be best for entertainment value. Like Serica, yeah, she's just a normal person. The ribbons Arimura has, they mean nothing. Ito, no, he's not evil. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Takuru's power is not opening doors, it's something much more normal. Anyway, if nothing else, you're not our enemy, right? No one I care about is going to die because of you, right? Ooh, Arimura thought for a moment as she looked at me and Kurusu in turn. And then...
まあ、さっきは宮代先輩に助けてもらいましたし、恩をあだで返すってのもどうかと思うんで、誓っときます。
Okay, remember, Arimura, I'm pretty sure you hate liars, so you gotta swear.
私のことは
Keep that promise.
先輩たちの味方だと思ってて問題ないですよ。
I see.
おっと、ただしベタベタ慣れ合ったりするのとか大嫌いなんで、その辺はよろしく。
And she smiled just a little. Why did her sprite move there? Probably the first time I ever saw her genuinely smile. October 12th, 2015, Monday. Let's keep going. Oh no, I don't want to keep going now. Shijo looked up at the huge white building and sighed loudly. AH Tokyo General Hospital. After Kurusu's report, he decided to visit it himself. Kurusu's report? How did he get that? Is that been talked about at all? Was that mentioned last episode? I don't think it was, right? Anyway, well, yeah, don't worry about it. It was almost midnight. Visiting hours are long over, and he didn't have an official warrant. He was here entirely of his own volition. But as he saw it, he was never getting a warrant the usual way, so this was his only shot. Normally, he'd want to slowly, painstakingly build up a case. It seemed to him that searching this hospital was so important that there just wasn't time to spare.
久野里美代の話が本当であることをまず確かめる。そうすれば令状なんていくらでも出るようになるはずだ。
And watch the entire basement be boarded up. It's just a brick wall. Through his own investigations, he found that something strange had started happening here in 2007, 2 years before the earthquake. So that's about a decade. At the time, there was a treatment facility in Shibuya called the Arc Heart Medical association that was involved with some kind of cult. On the surface, it was a mental health clinic staffed with talented doctors from university hospitals. No way to know what they'd actually been doing, but evidently some people had suspected that they were brainwashing troubled patients. Was this mentioned in Chaos Head regarding do we still have Ian? Yes, I do. I'm looking for her ISA or FES. She's a big fan of Persona. Is that? I don't see it on her page at all. Okay. But suddenly, the facility was reborn as a hospital with a non-profit assisted living facility. All the doctors at Arkhart Medical were fired and were rehired at AH Tokyo General Hospital. Oh, yep. Then 6 years ago, there's the new generation man. Fifth victim in that case. Takashima Fumio, the victim of the so-called numbskull case. Hey, I got it right. Had been kept alive for a week after his brain was removed. Had worked at AH Tokyo General Hospital.
一体なんだこの気味の悪い符号は。
Did they not? I don't know if I can say that. You know what I'm thinking in regards to Chaos. Do they not know about that? There's too much that seems suspicious.
こういう時先輩ならどうする
Like more than the guy that got murdered, like the other thing regarding the hospital seems a lot more. I thought that was public information. Then he shook his head. Do it your own way, that's what he would have said. Either way, Shinjo knew that if he could get proof of what was in this facility's basement, the case would take a whole different turn. Even if there's something big lurking in the shadows behind the case, if he presented incontrovertible proof, police would have no choice but to act. It wasn't just about the facility after all. There are a lot of people involved too. The lives and dignity of the victims who've been turned into test subjects also mattered.
人体実験か胸くその悪い話だ
Every year, almost 100,000 people went missing. Is that worldwide? Because just in Japan, that seems massive. Some of them have been forced into these experiments. That's a big problem.
それじゃあ一ついきますか
Shinjo's so dead. His voice was somehow relaxed, yet driven, as he headed into the hospital. He learned and memorized the location of the facility from Kunosato. He snuck in from the ER loading zone and headed to the basement. Oh, you know, now that Shinjo's doing something, I'm into it. The problem with Shinjo is he has done pretty much nothing since the story started, right? And he just feels like less involved than Bon was. The temperature there is clearly different from the areas above. Then he went to the autopsy room. Although in Chaos Head's favor, like he didn't have the whole plot point of.
ここに地下への入り口があると
Yep. It had the whole plot point of Takumi being like maybe the culprit. You don't know. You know, you're trying to figure that out if he's involved, like, and how he's involved, etc. Like Takeru hasn't really been a suspect at all, like by the narrative standards. Like he could be evil. He opened the breaker box and saw the card reader inside.
こいつか
He held out the card key that Kunosato had given him. They updated security. You hear the sound of an opening door.
なるほどねこりゃ尋常じゃないな
There's a hidden staircase in the back of the autopsy room. Part of him hadn't believed it until he'd seen it for himself. Now he was essentially sure. A normal hospital wouldn't need something like this. That is true. Most hospitals don't have hidden basement with a card reader and the password. Should just stop for a moment to take a breath. I mean, you know, I'm sure some of them do. You know, that's it's not that rare, but they're heading down the stairs. There's an old hallway at the bottom. See, Shinjo doesn't have plot armor, and he can't open doors. It smelled like mold and dust. He turned on his pen light. How did they get the password though? Like, I can conceive of a way in my head, right? How Mio got the card key card, but the password? Because you have to press. There's a password involved, right? That's what the button pressing was. Anyway, that doesn't matter. She's cool and mysterious. He saw that it was an old facility and the old walls were falling apart.
でも間違いなくここは使われている
No one visits a building, it rots away. Unless someone uses it every day, it won't last long. This place was different. It was old, but he was nearly certain someone was using it.
確かこの先だと言ってたな。
Shinjo followed the directions that Kunosato had given him as he headed towards his goal. His first stop was the monitoring room, which would have had crucial information on the facility, one of the data on the computer there. Then he wanted to find the room where the victims of the experiments were being kept. I'm really curious if they're still alive, or even there. He turned down many corridors as he headed towards his destination. Cell-like rooms he saw on the way concerned him. They could wait until later. Right now, his biggest job was to get the evidence he needed.
ここか。
Shinjo finally found the spot he was looking for. He used his card key to unlock the door. Then he swallowed and put his hand on the doorknob. When he got inside, he saw... Come on, no. Don't do this to me. You gotta tell me what he saw. Quickly ran to the other room, the prison where Yamazori Uki had been kept the test subjects.
冗談じゃない。まさか。
He quickly found the room and flung open the door. Then he stood still in astonishment. There was... nothing there. No victims, no beds. None of the things that Kunosato had told him about. The monitoring room had been empty too. There's no security cameras, no computers. Nothing at all. All that remained was the simple fact that there's nothing left at all. In order to cover their tracks. Okay. Okay, we can stop there. I was kind of hoping that'd be the end of the chapter. I thought the club was canceled. But you'd think, you know, having the interviewer die would make the club super canceled. But I guess not. We're in chapter 7. We did make it to chapter 7. Did I just click past it? Let's go! Because that just felt like a chapter end, right? In time for the eroding past. Hold on, I want to see. Okay, I guess the club's not canceled. Okay, like one murder, being involved in one murder gets the club canceled, but 2 murders makes it uncanceled. It's back and forth, back and forth. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.